Let's go for a ride. Laguna Niguel, California, my favorite Irvine alternative.
Buckle up. Okay, so we're going south on the 5 freeway, and we call it the 5, not 5, because that's just how Southern California rolls, but we're actually going to be exiting Crown Valley Parkway, which will like feed us into Laguna Niguel, and actually we'll do a nice little loop around there to give you a feel of what it's like to be in the Laguna Niguel area, and also a little preview. This is not technically Laguna Niguel, but to our right is Nellie Gale Ranch, and this is one of my favorite neighborhoods in all of Orange County, because it's equestrian property. So you actually have properties that could be on something of acreage, not like, hundreds of acres, but like an acre or 2 or 5, like, kind of thing. And it's just really cool because you feel like you're in the middle of a rural area, but you're like right off the 5 freeway. It's kind of incredible. And what's even more impressive is that as we actually exit Crown Valley Parkway, we are actually going to encounter the first of 2 Costco's that are in Laguna Niguel.
That's true. Laguna Niguel is one of the premium Orange County cities with 2 Costco's.
Yeah, for a city that's not that big. Pretty impressive. And actually, so to our left, though, that's Mission Viejo on that side.
Yeah. So you get to see the beauty of Southern California freeways.
Yes, that is true.
So beautiful.
We have freeways.
We have freeways.
And Disneyland.
And Disneyland. Yes.
Oh, and actually, we're gonna go over the track, the train tracks.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Surfliner does go this route.
That's true. That is true.
It is like a Swiss clock. It runs on time every time.
No, it does not. Yeah. If it's running, that's a big if.
That is a big if. So yeah, so this is Crown Valley Parkway. So this is one of the major arteries in Laguna Niguel, but Laguna Niguel has several. So we'll be driving through a few of them. Again, to our left is a Costco. It's kind of like an OG Costco. It's kind of it's an older one, not a huge one, because actually there's a bigger one in Laguna Niguel, but this one, you know what? It's solid. It works.
Yeah, it does work.
So before we continue, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Sean Dazad.
And I'm Courtney Dazad.
And if you're watching this video, you might be thinking, wow, Sean, I love Orange County. I love the blue skies. I love the Pacific Ocean. I can't wait to move in here now. The problem is I'm not local. I may be out of state. I may be out of the country, so I don't know what to do. I totally get that. That's when you reach out to us so we can have the conversation, being your boots on the ground, finding out specifically what you're looking for, and actually giving you virtual tours of other homes, as well as the neighborhoods that might be of interest to you. So when you do come out here, your time is spent super efficiently. So what you want to do is you want to give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country.
So actually, and what's this overpass here? You might be wondering what that is. That is the dreaded 73 freeway. So we say this because that is an actual toll road, which maybe depending on where you're from is no big deal. But to us, a little bit of me dies every time I feel the need to drive on a toll road and actually have to pay.
Yeah, for Laguna Niguel, I mean, if you're like us and you hate the toll roads, you don't have to have it, take it all the time. The only time I'd say that it's probably necessary is if you are going to Newport Center in Newport Beach. Like if you work in Newport Center, then honestly, you would have to be using the toll road, but that's truly the only time that it's an absolute necessity. The toll road honestly does not save you that much time.
No.
It's kind of a joke, actually.
Yeah, and actually, when we exited on Crown Valley Parkway, so we turned right. So we were going southbound, right? So we turned right. Now, if we made a left, we would actually be in Laguna Niguel. I'm sorry, in Mission Viejo. Sorry about that. So we'd be in Mission Viejo, but right over there is actually where the shops at Mission Viejo is. Because one of the cons about Laguna Niguel is that you don't really have a shopping mall per se. You have lots of strip malls all over the place, and actually have a lot of shopping options, but you don't have like a mall. So you don't have a Nordstrom, you don't have a Macy's and that kind of thing. But the shops in Mission Viejo, which again is right next door, has that. And if you want even a bigger mall, then you go northbound on the 5 freeway a few miles, and then you're at the Irvine Spectrum, which is one of the mega shopping malls in Orange County. And then this subdivision to our left, this is Rolling Hills Estates. Really cute, gated community. Nice homes here. Like they tend to have, again, as the name indicates, it's on hills. Actually, a lot of Laguna Niguel is hills. It's not flat here for the most part. So if you don't like hills, you may not like Laguna Niguel. But what you do get with hills is, one, the density of the population isn't as great because just the topography. So you don't feel like a neighbor is on every little side of you. Whereas, you know, like let's say in Irvine, especially on the flat portions of it, it just kind of feels a bit cramped and, you know, like you're kind of packed like sardines. Whereas here, you tend to have more opportunities for views. You don't feel like your neighbors are like necessarily like right on top of you. And then this is to our right is Rancho Niguel, which this is also a very large community here. So it's primarily single family residences, but there are some condominiums and townhomes.
So as we head down Crown Valley, we're not gonna like just make you watch us drive all the way down to Crown Valley, but we will show you what's at the end of it, and that is Dana Point, which is an absolutely gorgeous beach. I feel like Dana Point, if you've never been to Orange County, you probably, when you think about beaches, you think about Newport Beach, you think about Laguna Beach. Dana Point isn't as well known, but to me, it's just as good, if not better. I love Dana Point, and if you do decide that you want to live in Laguna Niguel, that's probably the beach that you would frequent the most because it's just an easy drive down Crown Valley Parkway.
And actually to our right though, this is actually a very popular like athletic field. There's playgrounds. This is actually where the YMCA is here as well. So this is Crown Valley Park, Laguna Niguel Parks and Recreation. So this is a like kind of one of those, so it's Crown Valley Park. So basically this is a pretty like happening place. Actually, a lot of times there's events that take place over here too, like a lot of community events and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then actually just down the road a little bit further, we're gonna actually hit the quote unquote downtown. And let me tell you, the skyline is something to behold. Manhattan doesn't have anything on Laguna Niguel's downtown.
Yeah. I mean, for about 20 years, supposedly there's been plans for a real downtown in Laguna Niguel. There continues to be a plan. Whether that plan ever comes to fruition, I don't know. So
to our right, actually, so on Niguel Road right here, this is actually a fantastic Chinese restaurant, by the way.
Yeah, China Moon
is really very good. Like, it is a fantastic Chinese restaurant. Actually, Ballpark Pizza is another fun place where, again, you know, the kids' sports team, stuff like that. It's actually, the pizza's pretty good.
Yeah.
Their video games, though, their arcade stuff leaves a lot to be desired, to be honest with you. Like, a lot of it's kind of, like, I don't know, like some of it seems to be broken. Hopefully they've fixed it over time. But yeah, so here, this is actually City Hall. This is kind of, again, the downtown, if you want to call it that. Not the most intimidating downtown out there.
No, again, there's always been plans about like high rises, live work area, you know, always the dream of the, you know, walkable downtown, all of that stuff that they claim they're going to have. And then, I mean, they've been having this plan every year. There's a plan for it. So.
And you'll see actually some of this here to our right. You'll see kind of some, not mountains, but some like hills, right? So basically what you're seeing here is that some of these homes in Laguna Niguel actually, even though we're not on the coast itself, some of these homes actually do have very nice, beautiful ocean views. And where it is, this is actually where what took place here a few years back is actually a fire that took place that, you know, destroyed like, I think 20 homes or something like that, and damaged several more. So just be aware that there is, even though you're close to the beach, there is still potential elevated fire danger. So it's not, you know, so a lot of them you get in Laguna Niguel doesn't have it, but the ones that are like right by the unimproved land, like by the canyons.
Okay, sorry, technical difficulties, but yeah, so the fire part, the reason why when Sean says it's on the canyon, he means that it's like right on this vast array of open space that's down here called Aliso Woods. So that's why parts of Laguna Niguel has elevated fire risk, the parts that are basically abutting the canyon. That's what we mean by the canyon, Aliso Woods and Wilderness Park.
And please reach out to us if you would like a copy of the Orange County Fire Authority's fire map, which is a map of the areas of Orange County that have elevated fire risk.
And then, so we're still on Crown Valley Parkway. Now, we did just venture into Dana Point. So this is the Monarch Beach area of Dana Point. So this is obviously a coastal city right here. So what's crazy is that this is one of our hacks. So I've had clients that actually have purchased in technically Laguna Niguel, but they're probably about a half mile from Pacific Coast Highway.
Yeah.
So you're super close to the coast, but you're not necessarily paying beach prices, right? But you're getting all that benefit. You're getting this, you can smell the sea breeze, like the saltwater air, and saltwater in the air. Like, it's obviously the climate is it is perfect. Yeah.
So we wanted to show you this. We wanted to show this. So we're in Dana Point, but we literally just left Laguna Niguel a minute ago.
Yeah, and so this is
see this beautiful, right here. You can smell the ocean. So nice.
Yeah, so this is one of our little hacks. Is there's some gated communities and stuff, especially in South Laguna Niguel. Now, obviously, there's a trade-off to it, right? Because yes, you've got this fantastic, not that the weather is dramatically different, although it is noticeable. That's the thing. It is noticeable to go from North Laguna Niguel to South Laguna Niguel. You do feel the weather change, which sounds insane, but it's there. But at the same time, the convenience factor, obviously, being here is a lot less convenient than being where we started off, when we first got onto Crown Valley Parkway, where you're right off the freeway and it's just an easy straight shot to get to Irvine or wherever else you need to go to. Whereas here, Pacific Coast Highway is not the smoothest, fastest way to get from point A to point B.
No, it's not. Yeah, that's one kind of annoying part about this part of Laguna Niguel. Actually, Sean sold a house a couple years back that was basically, it was in Dana Point, but it was like basically right on the border of Laguna Niguel. And whenever I would drive down, to do something there, it would just be so annoying, like getting all the way down there. So. And
it's funny though, in totality, you're tacking on maybe about 10 minutes to your commute. But that 10 minutes, is like, again, it's just one of those things where everyone's different. Like really 10 minutes, I'll live with the extra 10 minutes to have this amazing setup, like this amazing situation being right here. So so we're technically in Dana Point. We're on Pacific Coast Highway. The coast is literally like a stone's throw away to our right. So we're going southbound on Pacific Coast Highway, but we're gonna get back into Laguna Niguel in a moment to, this is just really illustrating how close southern Laguna Niguel is to the coastline, because actually it's closer than even like if you're in Newport Beach, like Huntington Beach, those kind of cities. There are many places in those two cities where you're further from the coast than southern Laguna Niguel is.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, and Salt Creek Beach Park. Salt Creek's one of those famous spots, those surf spots.
Yeah, the surfers love Salt Creek, so.
Yeah. And actually, Salt Creek Trail's also here too, and that goes into Laguna Niguel. Again, Laguna Niguel is very interconnected. So again, you have lots of homes that actually have views in Laguna Niguel of the ocean. It's pretty cool.
So now we are still in Dana Point, but right about to get back into Laguna Niguel. We're going to take you to Bear Brand Ranch, or at least the general area, because that is gated off. So, but a very expensive and very desirable part of Laguna Niguel.
Yes. Okay, so this is... now Laguna Niguel here.
Yeah, so we already passed into Laguna Niguel if we didn't make that clear.
Yeah, and obviously over Laguna Niguel again doesn't have any of the major, doesn't have a major shopping mall, but again you have lots of other shopping options. There's multiple Costco's, Home Depot, Walmart even. There's Trader Joe's actually right over here as well. Mm-hmm. And then also there's a movie theater over here as well. So we got all the necessities, surprisingly, and actually a lot of good dining options too. Yeah, so to our left is Bear Brand Ranch. Actually, in our right.
You can see the sign right there, Bear Brand Ranch. So.
And Bear Brand Park is...
right here.
Right here, to our left.
But as you can see, a lot of Laguna Niguel, we're going up a hill, we're going down a hill, like Sean was mentioning before. So you don't feel as packed in as maybe you would in Irvine.
Yeah, especially in the flatlands, as we call them.
Yeah, so even though, you know, because a lot of people call Sean because they've heard of Irvine. Irvine's, you know, reputation precedes itself. Sometimes, you know, when they come here and they look at Irvine, they find there's other cities that they actually like more, and Laguna Niguel is one of them. And for me personally, I like Laguna Niguel better than Irvine. I just feel like you're just not as squished together, and I don't know, has more of a beachy feel, I would say.
So Bear Brand is multiple developments within this major development, right? So Ocean Ranch is a very nice.
Yeah, Ocean Ranch.
A very nice area.
Got some expensive homes in there. And now we're going to drive to another really popular community, Beacon Hill. So again, we're in sort of more the southern part of Laguna Niguel. We'll show you the northern part, which is near the lake, Laguna Niguel Lake. That's more of the northern part of Laguna Niguel. And while that one doesn't have the beachy vibe that this part of Laguna Niguel has, it's definitely more convenient. So some people like it better because it's just closer to the freeway.
Well, and Southern Laguna Niguel is obviously more expensive,
yes,
too.
It's way more expensive down here, for sure. So
it's what's your flavor? Or how thick is your pocketbook, I guess?
I mean, any part of Laguna Niguel to me is just really nice. I love Laguna Niguel.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite cities in all of Orange County. But if you're interested because of Irvine, you know, so many people call Sean for Irvine, and you may have heard of the Irvine Unified School District, a very highly rated school district. It's got a great reputation. Well, the nice thing about Laguna Niguel is that it is part of also another very highly rated school district, Capistrano Unified School District. I believe niche.com gives it A+. And one of the nice things about Capistrano as opposed to Irvine is that you have a lot more choice in Capistrano. There's more, you know, charter schools. They have several language immersion schools, whether that's Spanish or Mandarin immersion. So, you know, you just have more choice, I feel like. Not to say that there's anything, you know, wrong with Irvine. I think it's just that, you know, whatever you're zoned for, that's where you go. So.
And we're on the Niguel Road. So actually this intersects with Crown Valley Parkway at the actual downtown of Laguna Niguel that we were kind of referencing earlier. So in San Marin, this is another housing tract. People really like, I mean, again, it's not brand. Yeah, we can go through
Let's go into San Marin.
Let's
just to give
do
you
it.
some flavor.
Pick them up.
Pick 'em up!
Of what the... Okay, yeah, so this will just give you a flavor of kind of like your typical Laguna Niguel housing tract.
Yeah, so this one here, so you have like, I mean, you can just go, there's just several of these inlets. So yeah, you have like here you have 3-car garages, 2-story homes, bigger homes, like, 2,500 plus square feet. Not all of them, but necessarily, but this is kind of the flavor. And again, your South Laguna Niguel. I find it cute. Obviously, these aren't brand new homes, as you can see. A lot of Laguna Niguel was built I would say honestly 1980s 1990s is kind of like the majority of it. There might be some stuff that was built, there's some stuff that was built a little bit earlier than that, but again, I'd say safely that you're talking about 1980s 1990s, not a lot of stuff post 2000, not a lot of stuff pre 1970s, to be honest. But it's really cute, and so it's obviously very well kept, but some people might be horrified to think of these homes as not being built in like 2015 and newer kind of thing.
Yeah. So in Orange County, we don't have large new construction projects in mass like other areas of the country. Where it's, 30% of homes is new construction, whereas here it's
a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
It's not particularly meaningful as far as what it adds. And also some of like the major developments, what you're finding is primarily like Rancho Mission Viejo, as well as the Great Park in Irvine still has new stuff happening, or not even Great Park anymore. Now it's Portola Springs, and then also in Lake Forest you have Portola Hills and some Baker Ranch kind of thing going on. A little bit sprinkled into like, let's say, Yorba Linda, but again, it's not a huge amount in the percentage of what is happening in Orange County as far as existing homes. But yeah, see, nice, like, clean, well-kept streets. Like, it's really, San Marin's really nice. really nice community.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's really nice. And
some of these homes can actually have some really nice views too, like as you can see how like they're situated. And the hills, they are, again, some people really do not like hills. I've actually had clients like that really wanted something more flat, and you're like, it's really hard to find in Laguna Niguel.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're like me and you like to run, you'll have to be doing some hill workouts.
That just goes with the territory.
It does.
But I mean, the trade-off is, you know, it's not, I wouldn't say it's ridiculously like steep. It's just that it's hilly, and again, the benefits you get from it, from the lack of packed like sardine feel, as well as the fact that you have a chance of some pretty decent views, I think are good offsets. But again, that's how I feel. If you want something that's more flat, there are certainly areas within Orange County that are, you know, more prone to that, and we can certainly have that conversation. And now this is another community, Beacon Hill. People really like this area too.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's super nice.
Again, South Laguna Niguel is very nice. Like I love South Laguna Niguel. I like North Laguna Niguel. I like North Laguna Niguel as well. Pretty much, I just like Laguna Niguel.
Me too. I love Laguna Niguel. Yeah. Actually, so one other nice thing about Laguna Niguel, it does have a lot of trees here, especially for Southern California. Like my aunt who lives in Northern California, she hates Southern California. She says it's too hot and not green enough. And if that's what you like, I do agree with her. But she always said that if she had to live in Southern California, she'd live in Laguna Niguel, because to her it's pretty enough. So, so that's kind of how I describe Laguna Niguel.
It's a fair description. Yeah, I mean, it's not quite as foresty as Lake Forest, actually.
Well, the foresty part of Lake Forest. Not all of Lake Forest is like that.
This is true. No, Laguna Niguel is really nice. I mean, again, it's certainly not an inexpensive area, but not as expensive as Irvine.
That's true. Yeah, it used to be Laguna Niguel was more expensive than Irvine. It really has changed.
Yeah, so that's Ocean Ranch.
Yeah, okay, so I think we can stop up here, right?
I think, that's where we did the drone, I think, before over there.
Yeah, over there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of the homes around here, they kind of have like a little beach cottage feel to them. Yeah, so now we're just sort of like winding our way up through Beacon Hill. And you can see how there's some hill.
Oh, I think this is where we were.
Yeah, there's some homes up on the cliffs over there. That's Ocean Ranch over there. So some of those homes do have ocean views. So now we're going to film Avoid Laguna Niguel if you can't handle this. So subscribe to watch that video. We're stopping right here in the middle of Beacon Hill. Actually, let's go around this neighborhood to show people what the homes look like here. So they're...
You have a decent amount of variation here, actually. So it's not just these type of homes. So not just 3-car garage homes. There's a little bit of everything in this whole area.
Yeah, so this is Beacon Hill, and then we're going to get out and we're going to film Avoid Laguna Niguel. Why should you avoid this area? It's so nice. It's so pretty. Well, we'll tell you. Stay tuned. So we're still in Beacon Hill right now, and we're going to go to Kite Hill, which is more in the northern part of Laguna Niguel. We like to sort of divide Laguna Niguel into two different parts. We call it the lake part of Laguna Niguel and then the ocean side of Laguna Niguel. So you could call it lakeside and oceanside, like the two places in San Diego. I'm San Diego. So. But yeah, so we'll head over to the northern part of Laguna Niguel. And what's interesting about that part is that the weather definitely is different there, for sure. I mean, honestly, about 10 degrees hotter sometimes, like on the hottest day, I would say.
It is. It's funny because it's only a few miles, but that's when, like, that's kind of, it's fascinating to see how much that weather changes. Now, it's still really good. It's just that we're splitting hairs here, but
yeah,
kind of brought this up in another video. It's like whereas being on the coast is a flawless diamond, we're probably like a VS2 diamond. You know, like, it's still an incredibly beautiful like diamond, but there are ever so slight flaws to it, whereas obviously on the coast, you're not finding anything better. And there are certain days when you're going, wow, like it is, even as a Californian, like, you know, kind of you being used to it, man, this day is just absolutely, like, this is just pure perfection.
Yeah, it is, for sure.
It's like an In-N-Out burger that you eat, like those certain days you're like, wow, they're always good, but man, there are certain days where you're like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, that is true.
So we're on Niguel Road and we're about to hit the downtown again, so just be ready for all the skyscrapers.
Yeah, the large happening downtown that we have down here.
Yes.
Well, we got we have Domino's too, so
Hey, there you go. Man, that changes everything.
it does. It changes everything.
Yeah, so as far as like the major arteries are concerned, I mean, there's like several in Laguna Niguel, which is, again, really nice. Like, you know, so Crown Valley Parkway, like, as we can see, is like good 6 lanes across. Like, this is Niguel Road, which even isn't as big as some of the, we're going to hit Alicia Parkway in a moment, which is also a major road. La Paz is a major road. I mean, there's just lots of ways to get. Oh, and then Moulton, which turns into what's it called? So Moulton turns into Golden Lantern. So there's just like tons of different arteries.
Yeah, so now we're getting very close to Kite Hill, which is very close to Aliso Woods. Aliso Woods is technically in Aliso Viejo. Well, it actually goes into
Laguna Beach too.
Laguna Beach, the opening, so, you know, the part where everyone starts in Aliso Woods, that is in Aliso Viejo, but it goes into Laguna Beach and also Laguna Niguel. So again, it's like that vast space of open land. So we're really close also to Laguna Niguel Lake. So we're in the northern part of Laguna Niguel.
Yeah, so this is Kite Hill. So this is nice, like, larger homes, as well as, again, you're not really packed in together. These are pretty decent sized lots. Lots of homes with 3-car garages. And some of these homes actually have views of the lake as well. Mm-hmm. Again, the homes aren't newer, right? So these are built 80s, I would say, by and large here.
Yeah, these are definitely on the quote older side, you know, for Laguna Niguel. If you're from the East Coast or some other country, you'll probably be like, what?
Well, or if you're in different parts with a lot of new construction, you're like, oh my gosh, that's ancient. So
true.
I guess it depends on where you're at. This neighborhood, you obviously have, so this is an association, right? So it has actually some pools and like tennis courts and that kind of thing. So a lot of people do ask, like, they may want to have a pool themselves, and I get that, but also it depends on if you're like buying into a community that already has some of those amenities, because if you don't have to pay for that upkeep and you're paying for a pool anyway with your association, is it just better off like just to have that? Because, obviously you have to have the pool, the pool servicing, the pool maintenance company, as well as, inevitably, like, maybe the pool needs to get reclassed at a time, whatever that might be. There's obviously upkeep with a pool where it's an association thing. At least that's one less thing on your plate. And also you get to enjoy a bigger backyard because you don't have the pool taking up a lot of it.
Well, and also I don't think, if you're not from here, it really doesn't get like that hot in Southern California where you're wanting to use the pool all that much. Like, it's not like some areas, like my sister lives in Texas, and man, if you don't have a pool, you are suffering. Here, it's really just like, how often are you really even going in the pool, I guess is the question.
That is the question.
Because it's not that hot here compared to other areas of the United States. I mean, if you live in Phoenix, you need a pool. You live here, me personally, I'd rather just use the association
Yeah,
pool.
I mean, and again, and also not every association has a pool, so that's one of those things that if it's important for you to either have a pool in the property itself, or at least have access to the pool in the HOA, because not all HOAs have that, reach out to me and we can obviously have that conversation, and we can really dial that into showing you homes that at least have either pool access or pools themselves. So that I totally understand, at least wanting to have access to a pool for sure.
So we're going to drive ultimately to Rancho Niguel, which is another big community here in the northern part of Laguna Niguel. And then on the left of us, as we go forward past this light, is Aliso Woods. So that is the start of where everyone parks to go to Aliso Woods. And then to the right of us is just Laguna Niguel Lake. So we're on Aliso Parkway right now. So to the right is the Laguna Niguel Lake, and to the left is Aliso Woods. So, you can just run across, even though technically that's jaywalking. Good thing we're not in Irvine, and
they'll get you big time.
They'll get you for jaywalking. But I have run across this many times, running through Laguna Niguel Lake over to Aliso Woods. So. Yeah, so Aliso Woods is just a very large, basically vast swath of open space. There's lots of trails, tons of mountain bikers in there. I see mountain bikers all the time in there, very popular. Hikers, runners,
Oh, it's great for running.
Yeah. So, but that is actually Aliso Viejo over there. So technically we are in Laguna Niguel, but literally just right there is Aliso Viejo.
And then Soka University is pretty close by here too.
Yeah, it's just right up there.
Yeah, and that's an interesting. It's Buddhist, right? Is
yeah.
It's a fascinating. It's it's kind of an interesting university, but yeah, that's pretty cool. And then actually going up this road a little bit further is where you would hit the second Costco, as well as the there's like a Walmart there. That's what you need. There's a Marshall's there. I mean, it's a pretty big shopping strip mall basically there. But it's not like a mall. That's where the shops at Mission Viejo would come into place, first being the closest one to here. And then this is Aliso Creek Road. And then what's nice about here is that obviously you also have a Whole Foods right here as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so to the right of us is the Whole Foods. So this is kind of like a bigger shopping market. And then there's a Sprouts just down the road, as well as a farmer's market on Sundays, Laguna Niguel Farmer's Market. They've actually got some, it's not anywhere near as big as the Irvine one, but it actually has kind of like everything you need, except it doesn't have as robust as a fish person. So if you need the good fresh fish, you might have to go to the Irvine one.
Got it. True. And actually it's interesting. So we have in North Laguna, we have a lot of these different developments, communities over here too. It's like, what are you looking for? You can find a lot of it here for sure. Because also that San Joaquin Hills is right here too. Yeah, and that's gated, which I think, we should bring up because there's not. Yeah, so up ahead of us, actually, well, we're going to see in a moment, is San Joaquin Hills. This is a gated community, so some people really want gated. So it's right past the light right up there. We're going to turn right just to go into Rancho Niguel a little bit. But San Joaquin, again, if you're looking for gated, Laguna Niguel certainly has communities that offer that. If you don't need gated, which that's everyone's, personal preference of what they want or don't want, then there's plenty of options for that too.
Yeah, so we're going to show you Rancho Niguel. So Rancho Niguel, it's a nice little community. I will say that if you don't like the cookie cutter, 90s master plan community look, then look somewhere else than Rancho Niguel.
Yes.
Because it's basically just, it looks like if something was built in Southern California in the 90s, it looks like this. So, so if you don't like the cookie cutter, different shade of beige, which is a big thing that people really don't like about Irvine, you might not like
Rancho Niguel specifically. But again,
Rancho Niguel, for sure.
Yeah, other parts of Laguna Niguel aren't necessarily like that, but Rancho Niguel is very cookie cutter.
Yes, very cookie cutter.
Nice cookie cutter, but cookie cutter nonetheless.
For sure. But Rancho Niguel, I would say, it's kind of just like any South County city. It could be in any South County city. This could be Mission Viejo. This could be Lake Forest. This could be...
I guess there is some wood siding. I take that back. I thought everything was all stucco, but I guess I do see some wood siding here and there. So I stand corrected.
Yeah, but as you can see, so you can see how there's a lot more hills. So if this were Irvine, there would be homes right here where this green is right now. But because of the steep hills, you can't build the home there. So these homes to the right of us, they don't have a neighbor to their front. So that's one reason that people like Laguna Niguel.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of having 8 neighbors around you, you have 2, because like you're directly around you, right? Because you have like to the left and right of you typically, but to the front for like these guys on the right hand side, they don't have any neighbors in front of them
or behind them.
Yeah,
so they're just kind of like on a hill.
So it's very private from that perspective as far as the feel is concerned.
Yeah, and even though they don't have a view of anything per se, they still have a view. Actually, these people up here, they have a view of the lake.
Some do.
Some do.
And again,
I mean,
let's be real. Like the lake view isn't. Yeah, exactly. It's fine. Like it's nice. It's nice. I'm not going to take anything away from it, but it's not. Yeah, again, it's not an ocean view or like beachfront or anything like that. And again, we're going to show you kind of some of the community amenities that here, just because this also, like, just to more kind of show that, like, what you can get in some of these associations as far as just community amenities, right? Like, so tennis courts, potentially, pools, like lap pools even, spas, like playgrounds, fitness centers, basketball courts, like just that kind of thing. So you don't necessarily have to have it in your own home, right? It's particularly the pool part of it. So it's nice from that perspective to be part of some of these associations that, you know, again, if you're going to pay dues anyway, at least have it be have it be something tangible that you can use.
And then across from us, Rancho Niguel is huge.
It's a massive development.
It is huge. That's Rancho Niguel over there. We're just kind of showing you one little spot. This is a little bit different in terms of like the flavor of it, the architecture. But it's just like a huge, massive, it goes on farther down until you get to basically the freeway.
Well, yeah, it crosses Moulton. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is called the Club. This is their main, like, you know, again, amenities for the association.
But yeah, this is the Club. I think they redid their pool relatively recently, so... But nobody's in the pool, so. Yeah,
so you can see like Rancho Niguel extends to the other side of Moulton. So Moulton's another one of these big arteries, and it actually turns into Irvine Center Drive as you go further towards Irvine, and then as you go towards Dana Point, it becomes Golden Lantern. So this is just like a very large, like wide road, but this is one of several that's in Laguna Niguel, which makes it rather convenient.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point, because if you need to, you can go north on Moulton and avoid, if there's like a massive wreck on the freeway, which sometimes happens, that's inevitable, you can avoid it using Moulton and go, you know, up into Irvine, go up into the Irvine spectrum. So, and
again, this is again one of these arteries, right? That's not just Laguna Niguel, but South Orange County in general. Honestly, in Orange County in general, like you just have these, you know, 6-lane road, right? This is just kind of pretty typical.
Yeah.
And remember, we are licensed realtors here in the state of California. So as much as we love making these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to buy, sell a home, what you can do is give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country.